College Football Update with your host, Sean Spencer and Alex Loosemore.
I got to talk about your guy Spencer, because I've been somebody that when he was at Oklahoma, I questioned his character, I questioned his ability to play. Anytime he started getting behind, I was like, nope, he's gonna pull out. I already know it. Since he's been under Beamer, he's been balling, and like you said, this year, I mean, the guy almost has 1,000 yards in just those 3 games.
Three. You're right. Like, I mean, what we saw out there is continues his progression, and it really changed at the end of last year, where they no longer have the offensive coordinator they had last year, and he's the offensive coordinator in Nebraska. And guess whose offense sucks? Like, there's a common theme here. And all of a sudden, at some point, like late in November, either Beamer told the offensive coordinator, you're not coming back, or he took the reins and said, we're going to change our play calling. But something flipped, and it was the Tennessee, and they got destroyed by Florida. And that was like, we got to do something. And then they came out and played really well against Tennessee, played really well against Clemson, won those 2 games, played really well against Notre Dame, and the offense got going, and Rattler came alive. And you saw that on Saturday, some of the same offense from the end of the previous season. Some of it has to do with the fact that they don't have a good running game, and they basically in this game, unlike the North Carolina game, because Sean, I kept saying this, I was like, abandon the run. Just give up on it and go. And they did. They would do a couple times against Georgia, but they pretty much said, listen, it's not going to work. Let's go with it. And they had to do that against Clemson. And that's what it took, because you kept having too many negative plays. And so I like a little bit more aggressive play calling that they had against Georgia, and Rattler's been playing, phenomenal. And I've stayed quiet because I saw those last couple games and I was like, this guy's something. He's a level of player that I've never seen down here for this team. I've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks, I can tell you that. And I've even as good as a winner as Connor Shaw was when he played here, he didn't have the ball skills the way Rattler can throw it. And so I've stayed quiet. But as we talk about NFL prospects, I've been sitting there like, listen, if I see what I saw at the end of the season into this season, we need to be considering could he be a first round pick, a second round pick, one of the add to the list of quarterbacks that are coming out in this draft that are just studs. I mean, this is the year in the NFL to not be good. Because if you need a quarterback, they're coming out of college.
Or if you got an older quarterback, you might try and trade up and get one.
I mean, so I think we've seen a progression of him to say, I think the nation's starting to see a little bit more. There were more people, on that Let's Talk Football chat. They were like, all right, I've seen a lot from him in this game. And that was good for him because he's been progressing.